What is up, World of Warships players? Today I've got a preview of the Tier 9 Premium USN Destroyer Benham. This is a quirky little ship, and an odd choice for Tier 9 considering that it was succeeded by the Sims and Benson, two lower tier ships in this game. Now, does this destroyer have what it takes to be a Fletcher level USN Destroyer? Well, we'll get to that. First, some base stats. You have 14,500 hit points. I strongly advise taking Survivability Expert to get that extra bit of hit points on this ship. As it stands, one Fletcher Torp will take this ship out of the round. She isn't meant to take a beating. You only have 4 127mm guns with a reload of 3.3 seconds and a range of 12.6 kilometers. You can hardly call this a gunboat with just 4 guns. AA defenses on this ship aren't too terrible, and you can do a decent job of shooting down even Tier 10 planes, with some modest AA module boosts and defensive fire, which this ship does have. Of course, the trade-off is losing speed boost if you go the AA route. Personally, I like to give this ship an extra consumable slot so it has both AA and DF, but that's just me. Base concealment is 6.6 kilometers, but you can get that down to 5.9 kilometers. It's not great, but it's good. Max speed is 36.5 knots, of course you can add Sierra mics to that, and rudder shift is 3.4 seconds. Now, for the torps, and this is the fun part. You've got 4 quad launchers, 2 on each side, for a total of 16 fish. Of course, even though you're a Tier 9 ship, you aren't going to get Fletcher torps. These are 55 knot Mark 14 torps with a range of 9.2 kilometers. 9.2 kilometers isn't the most comfortable in a high tier round, but you can make them work. So, let's talk about this little ship. First, this is probably one of the most gorgeously rendered ships yet. It's just oozing with intricate detail. I know that this doesn't help gameplay, but I am fascinated by the amount of work and detail that went into this ship. She really is a beauty. As for the gameplay itself, it took me a few rounds to warm up to this ship. In fact, the first round I ever played in her, I might have done no damage at all. A few caps, yes, but not much else. I really was hating this ship after the first few rounds, but then it clicked and I started to understand this ship. Patience will reward you in the Benham. This ship can best be compared to the Clemson. It's basically a Tier 9 Clemson. That can be good or bad, and this ship is very much high risk, high reward. You'll find that on maps with many choke points and islands, you'll fare a lot better. Again though, it takes patience. And when you fire your first sight of torpedoes, you really have to turn away from the action because turning towards will put you uncomfortably close to your target. Small maps where you can flank the enemy in channels are your friends. Wide open maps? Not so much. And you must be wary of everything in this ship, from radar-capable cruisers to destroyers of all nations, which at Tier 9 and above are likely to be better gunfighters than you. The allure of this ship is the amount of torpedoes it has, and when you use them right, this ship is an absolute blast. It can, however, be quite frustrating. Because of that, I think the skill cap on this ship is fairly high. You need to be a very confident destroyer main to get the most out of this boat and to enjoy it. But it is in fact enjoyable on account of those torpedoes. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Have a great week. Hope you enjoyed this preview. We've got a lot more ships coming out, so I've got a lot more previews coming your way. Zoop out.